Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how I fix this piece of junk. Works. Let's see if we can build a fan out of two broken fans. So this motor and part of a pedestal are all that remain of a Lasco fan I bought several years ago, and I got angry at it because it would tip over pretty much whenever you walked by. It had a cheap plastic base that just didn't hold it up, and then it fell and I got angry and I smashed it. Yeah, not the most mature response. And then these parts here are from a wall-mounted oscillating fan that I recently replaced for somebody. And I'm going to see if I can take the cage, the blade, and possibly that motor housing that I just dropped, and put it all on this, which still needs a base.
Okay, so that's reverse threaded.
Is the groove for the pin wide enough? Definitely. It's probably too wide. So I need to drill this out. Okay. Wait a second. Oh! I was supposed to put the cage on first though. Oops. Oh, there we go. So the cage fits. See, because I got that stud and that stud. So the slots in the cage fit just fine, but this is going to mean that I need like a sleeve to go over this, or maybe a stack of washers to go over that, and then the head of a screw to hold that down. I found one of these in my collection of machine parts. It's a bushing to something, but I only have one, and as you can see, the inside diameter there is just not big enough for it to need to be drilled out. May as well just save it for a more appropriate use. I think the way to go is going to end up being the nut that fits over this. Obviously these are not them. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see what we got in here. Is this large enough? Almost. I want to get the tightest fitting thing. That's pretty good. I don't think that'll interfere with the fan blade. No, I don't think so. That's gonna stop just a little bit. South of that roll pin? No, I think we're good, and I have two of those. And a flange nut. It's pretty optimal for this because you got a built-in washer. Cool. Now, what do I have that'll fit those threads? Maybe nothing. Looks metric. These boxes stink. These little dividers are always falling out. Stink. They stink because I'm trying to clean up my language. Let's see. Do I have screws that fit in there? This isn't the extent of my screws, but it's what I keep close at hand. Nope. It starts, but then it stops. Probably could force it in there, being that it wants to cut threads. Of course, I don't know if it'll ever come out again. What's this guy? I think that's going to be too narrow. That threads in loosely. It may be one of those standard that's very close to a metric type of situation, but it does go in there. See if I have anything that fits better. The fan was supposedly made in the USA, but I don't know that that means that it's standard and not metric. Let's see this guy. Nope. Okay, so it's something just a little smaller than that, but I do have two of these, and that almost fit. I wonder if I could cheat it and just put blue Loctite on metric or standard and cheat it into the other one and make it stay. Let me know down in the comments if you've done that before. Let's see, what's this? No. Alright, someone whose name is me forgot to put the blue Loctite away the last time it was used, so the only one I could find is red, and I'm definitely not putting red Loctite on this project. Let's see. That'll work. Remember, you know, this channel's called iFixJunk. So this is junk, made of junk, fixed with junk. A piece of junk that I'm fixing with more junk. And it's okay if it looks like junk when I'm done, because it's free. Okay, I gotta find another washer like that one. Ugh. Galvanized. You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. Because it's junk. If these screws are too long, they'll strip. Then it really won't come apart. That is not really tightening up in there. It might be bottoming out. They're the wrong threading and they're bottoming out. I think that's what's happening. I have a solution. I think. That won't work. Maybe just good old-fashioned lock washer. Get some of the uglier looking ones. Save the nicer ones for somewhere where they're more visible, I guess. Should put a pair of tweezers in here with this stuff. There we go. Let's try that. Let's try and get all of that a little bit better centered. Because again, I'm probably mismatching everything here. Do we care? No. This is just for fun. Alright, well that's snugged up. Nope, no it didn't. Where's that screw that looked like it's self-drill? Here's one. I mean, it's not like I don't have an impact driver sitting right next to me. Just force this thing in there. That's part of the fan now. See if there's another screw like that in here. Hate slotted screws. Hate them so much. Don't have a slotted screwdriver handy. Let me use this thing. It's a pocket screwdriver. It's pretty cool. It's become an everyday carry item for me. It's gotten me out of a few jams. You know, that's actually not bad. That might work. All right. Okay, we got the groove. We got the roll pin. We lined up. We're lined up. Get in your home. Probably could have run it down with the nut, but I don't know. Plastic on plastic seems silly to me. Okay. Now, if this will thread onto that, it'll look a lot nicer because it'll be white on white. That is so weird. So this is too big, but the blade was too small. How did this ever work? All right. This is gonna look real ugly when I'm done. Hope this fan turns the same direction as the other one. This is going to be really silly. I'm going to just tighten this up off camera. Tornado. I think it's like a cheap company that's trying to use the Vornado name to sell fans. It's almost fully assembled. Now the only thing is cover up the motor. This knob and the doohickey for the oscillating function need to be accessible. I think if I was to cut into this, I could make maybe a better option is just to drill holes. And then I guess I need to put a screw through the butt end of this thing into that hole to retain it. Alright, so let's see if I can do something with that. Alright, my new idea is sort of get this almost where it wants to be. Drill 4 holes in a rectangular pattern, and then use a utility knife and connect the dots and have a window that will fit over the controls. Well, that didn't work. New plan. I didn't even cut it in the right spot. Yeah. That doesn't look butchered at all. Screw holes line up though. Now I just need a really long screw to hold that in place, and we'll just ignore the fact that this whole part is open. Fun fact, in a previous iteration of a repair to this fan, I used a mayonnaise jar to make a housing. I can read the comments already. They're all going to say things like, why don't you just buy a new fan? Well, because where's the fun in that? Okay, got something that's going in. Appears to be brass that I'm threading into aluminum, so that's probably not cool. And it's also not the right threading. Do we care? No, we don't care. Right, so that didn't quite make it all the way in there. I think for now I'm just going to leave it. Probably should put the right screw in there eventually. And if I go too hard right now, that'll never be possible. All right, now this thing needs a stand. I still haven't even tested this to make sure it'll work. I'm about 95% certain it'll work. It works. And a magnet sticks to it. So you know what that means. Alright, so now what I'm thinking of doing is taking this flange nut, welding it to this washer, and then taking that whole assembly, welding it into this tube so that I have a way to bolt a base onto this thing. I don't know how well I can weld something this thin. I guess I'm gonna find out. Well, there's yet another problem with that. I don't have anything that'll thread into this. If I'm not mistaken, this came off a Volvo product, so it's metric, and I don't think anything I have here is metric, and I don't think I have anything any larger than these things, so this doesn't fit. Scratch that idea. Alright, I seem to have found something that will work. Let's just see here. Fit through the washer? Sure does. Going for it. Made some kind of weak tacks. I may have to turn the amperage up and try that again. That looks stronger. All right. Next thing to do, I guess, is clean some of the paint off this so I can put the clamp from the welder on it. I really hope I don't just destroy this thing. It's flimsy. What's a good way to do this? I think I know. I'm gonna try that. Alright, we'll see how that does. Alright, there's the setup. Well, for proof of concept, I took this nasty old rotor that I had, and I put the bolt through one of the lug holes and bolted into that nut that I welded to the washer that I then welded to the fan. And there she is. It's probably not the rotor I'm going to use. That truck's getting new rotors today, I think. so I'll probably use those rotors. They'll probably look a little nicer, but yeah, there we go. That'll make a decent fan for working on whatever, and I want to dry paint or something like that. So just a reminder, if you're still watching, if you think that this was a silly video or anything like that, the name of the channel is iFixJunk. Maybe you have things sitting around that you can fix and you just don't know how, and maybe this will give you some ideas. And you know, if you're looking for something more meaningful, find a channel that's called iFixCars or iFix Airplanes or whatever you're interested in. If you don't want to see me fixing junk, if you know you like this kind of thing, subscribe, because I think I have something like 38 videos now between long format and shorts. So anyway, thanks for watching.